I won't make it easy for you now. You got 2 minutes of my time, and I don't really break too easily, but I'm worth it, 'cause I'll slip into your dreams tonight. Oh, so give me your all. I'll take it to Mars. Oh, I'll stick like glue inside your mind. Oh, so give me your all. I'll take it to Mars. Oh, I'll stick like glue inside your mind.
Just watch me. Just watch me.
I got you wrapped around my finger, but don't you try to call me tomorrow. There's nothing personal in having a little fun. You wait and see if it's worth your while. Oh, so give me your all. I'll take it to Mars. Oh, I'll stick like glue inside your mind.
Just watch me.
Give me your all. I'll take it to Mars. Oh, I'll stick like glue inside your mind.
Just watch me. Watch me. Just watch me.
We had something. Tonight I'll be guessing, but I don't really have a case. You don't have to mention, you just like their attention. It's written all over your face. I don't wanna play the quiet type when I'm near you, reading old messages on my phone every time I see you. Tell me, is this part of an act, just to keep your image intact? If you think that strategy's smart, I'm not gonna defend my beating heart. Defend my beating heart. You knocked on my window and slept on my pillow, then said you had found your place. Not sure if I want this. You don't think that I notice? This isn't like giving you space. I don't wanna play the quiet type when I'm near you, pretending that I don't know who you are every time I see you. Tell me, is this part of it?
What's up, y'all? Sean here. I did not time that well at all. I set the timer, went down to make some coffee, and the K-Cup machine was out of water. Had to clean my cup off, then I spilled something, so I had to clean it up. Whew! And I'm out of breath. But, welcome to Tuesday Night Studio Sessions. My name is Sean. I'll be your host. Tonight we're going to have a really cool show. Tomorrow is October 28th, and Insta360 is announcing their new camera. They've given us a teaser video of kind of what the camera can do. It doesn't look like it does much more than all the other cameras can do. But we're going to speculate, given the Easter eggs, what kind of camera they're going to come out with next. But overall, can you guys hear me? Can you guys see me? Is everything working out? I see we got 12 people in here already, so that's pretty awesome. I'm not used to having that many people here in the pre-show. 12 people are here, only 3 people have talked. But I'm going to talk to you guys now. So what's up, Eat More Possum? Hunkered down here in the midst of a major ice storm. Hopefully power will stay on so I don't miss the stream. I hope so too. Man, ice storm. That's about all we get here in Nashville. We don't really get snow. We get ice. And usually the ice takes power lines down and puts a lot of weight on the trees so they fall over. And Tiago Wolf says, is it just the launch, or they really sent you a camera for review? Nobody sends me anything. I am about to hit 6,000 subscribers, and I am still considered a tiny YouTuber to all of the companies that I've reached out to. But there will be a day, maybe, that companies will pick me as a partner and decide to just send me stuff, and all of a sudden my YouTube channel will be one of those channels that makes money and I don't have to spend a thing. But right now I make less on YouTube and Amazon than I spend on this channel. Okay? So what you're watching when you're watching Sean Hyde Studios is a regular guy that spends his own money on stuff, that gives you honest reviews about what you buy off the shelf. Doesn't get you all hyped up and get you to buy things that aren't ready with prototypes and stuff like that. Okay? I'll be more than glad to talk about things if people send them to me. But so far, I am not that guy. The only people that send me things are people on Amazon that make me buy their product, and then they give me they PayPal me the money back, and then I put an Amazon review, and then I review it on my channel. But usually that's like a little tripod, or a little GoPro mount or something like that. It's never been a camera. I would love to do a camera. But I also thought about starting to rent things and to put on this channel. I think that might be a better investment. To kind of get you guys to see what the camera's about. I can't unbox it if I rent it, but I'm not sure how popular my unboxing videos are anyway. So, there's that. Had an interesting week. My daughter was in a cheerleading competition over the weekend. And I never thought a room full of cheerleaders would be a terrifying experience. It's like one of those things, like when you're young, and like one of those dreams about being surrounded by cheerleaders is a great thing. But when you're a father and there are hundreds of tiny little girls with crazy makeup on and a whole bunch of divas and just female energy all over the place, it was not my comfort zone. I'll just tell you that. But Nacho says howdy. Paulimu says teaser shows a pocket, so maybe it's a small camera. Wow, we've got our first Easter egg already hunted. That's awesome. Yes, that is true. At the very end, we're going to pause. And I believe the banner at the top of the website is a hint at what it looks like. So this might be the Insta360 One X S. I don't know. But it looks a lot like the Insta360 One X. But we're going to talk about those things. When I was scrambling around for this video, I could not find my Evo, and I could not find my Insta360 One X. But I've got the Insta360 One right here. This thing has been through the ringer. Fell off a drone. I sent it to Nacho. He sent it back. There's a lot of innovation in this camera. We've got the Go. We're going to talk about the Go a little bit, and how this was kind of at launch, was just kind of a gimmick. And then a year later, they unlocked an FPV mode, and then everybody on the planet with an FPV drone is trying to put this little camera on their drone. So, that's awesome. And then we've got the Insta360 One R. This is the 1-inch edition. This is the 360 edition, and then this is the 4K edition. So we've got the trifecta of modularity right there. So we're going to kind of look at kind of where Insta360 has gone, where they started and kind of where they are going. And I'm going to make my predictions, and then we will see tomorrow whether I'm right or I'm not. Have to be honest, Insta360 is one of those companies that I love to death. So I am definitely an Insta360 fanboy. And the reason I love Insta360 is because they think outside of the box. I like DJI. I have a lot of DJI products on my channel, but they have a tendency to just kind of pop out the same things every year with a little bit of extra, kind of like Apple does. But I love Apple products too. So there's one thing to be said of things that if it's not broken, don't fix it. But Insta360 is one of those companies that have hit every one of my I don't know how to say that without being weird, but they have touched on everything that I enjoy. You know, I was really getting into VR 180, and then they came out with a 360 camera that folded out into a 180 camera, the Evo, and I was like, well, that's brilliant. They started out building cameras that went on your phone, so they didn't even build the hardware. They really just built a little camera and an app, and then they used all of the power of your cell phone to build 360-degree videos. And what is always on you? Your phone. So right out of the gate, they've been a company that has really made good decisions in my mind. I mean, if I was going to create a company, I would want it to be the kind of company that isn't afraid to innovate, but is powerful enough to get their products out so that people can have them. 2020 was a horrible year with the pandemic going on. China had some issues producing the cameras that they announced this time last year. Okay, there's a 360, or there's a VR 180 modification to this camera system, the One R's, that has still not come out, and I don't know. They're about to launch a new camera, so there's a good chance that they might not come out with it. I will say they will be shooting themselves in the foot if they come out with a camera that's a direct competitor with the Insta360 One R. just because it has been such an innovation. And I love the fact that it's modular. I love the fact that, you can just buy lens upgrades. It's one of the first small cameras that we've been able to buy extra lenses for. We used to buy cameras, bodies, and then we'd buy a DSLR lens to go on top of it. And then we'd buy a flash to go on top of that. And so, cameras, back in the day when I was a kid, they were all modular. Camcorders, not so much, but, photography cameras were modular, and a lot of people like to use photography cameras for video. And the reason they like to do that is because different lenses can create different types of scenarios, different videos, different photos. So with the Insta360 One R modular system, you've got a GoPro camera, you've got a 360 camera, you've got a 1-inch camera, which is kind of like a GoPro but way better, like tons better. And then you've got the aerial mod that splits apart and you can put on a drone. Now, I tried that out and it didn't work out for me, but there are companies that are making FPV drones for the Insta360 One R. There are this is the battery pack that came with the aerial mod, and so you can stack the brain, like the smart mod, with the screen and the software on it, and then the lens on top of it, and you can have a tall version. Just so many applications that you can use with this Insta360 One R system. So around 7 o'clock, we are going to go on Insta360's website. We are going to view the trailer without music, so I don't get a copyright hit. Hopefully I won't get a copyright hit by showing the video. We are going to play like chunks of it and pause here and there, just so that we can get out, just so we can talk about different things. And then we are going to, there's one spot in the video where it's a guy on a scooter or motorcycle, and he's riding by a car. And I'm sorry, spoiler if I'm messing up the illusion for you, but he rides right by the car, and then he sticks his selfie stick into the window all the way through. And there's a little spot in the video where you can see the reflection of what the guy's doing. So we're going to pause on that, speculate what's going on there. Then we are going to speculate on, with the picture, what kind of camera it is. And then, there's just going to be a lot of speculation tonight. But we are going to look at all the products that have come out with Insta360, see if we can find a trend, and see if they're going to come out with something new or not. So, Christian is sending out good vibes, so that's awesome. I'm going to pop that up. Everybody get some good vibes tonight from Christian. What's up? Welcome to the channel. Hope you're having a wonderful night. I like the fruit in your picture. You got a fruity picture going on there. Whoa, we've got another language going on from Najib. What's up, Najib? I hope I said your name right. So, Nacho said, I considered the Go. Is it still a 30-second? Is it still 30-second clips? No. Nacho, they at one point they did a firmware update and updated it to 60-second clips, which I thought was awesome. Because it's really great having that tiny little camera, on your chest and just popping it and then recording some video. It gets really good video for the tiny little camera that it is. And then they unlocked a 5-minute FPV mode just recently, maybe 3 months ago, And I did a video. I put it on top of my DJI Mavic Mini. But it has great stabilization like all the rest of the cameras. It has, it's just not the best quality because it's so tiny. But compared to a lot of the cameras that people are putting on their FPV drones, the quality that a lot of FPV flyers have tiny little drones that have little FPV cameras on them that don't shoot very good video. It's like analog video, and the Insta360 Go is about the same size, or at least the lens part is, not the whole thing, but the lens part. So this thing weighs, it doesn't weigh very much, so people are putting these on their FPV drones and flying them around, and the quality of video that comes out of this is way better than their FPV camera. I'll give you guys an example. This is a toy that I bought. This was a impulse buy. Bought this from TCM Drones. This is the Furious 320. It came out in 2016, so it's old school. But this drone can go 75 miles an hour. It's super heavy. It's kind of big. But the best part of this drone is that the rotors tilt. So when it goes faster, most FPV drones fly like this when they go really fast. This one flies like this when it goes really fast because the rotors go like that. But I want to show you guys the camera on here compared to the Go. So if you look at those lenses, there's not much difference in size of those lenses. So that's why a lot of people are putting them on their FPV drones. And yeah. So with that said, Insta360, probably when they started competing with Rilo 360, and Rilo is a company that just had so much innovation, but then they just died because not too many people bought their camera. But when Rilo came out, Rilo had the best stabilization in the market, and then companies like GoPro and Insta360 started picking up on that stabilization and innovating in that direction. And so what we have today, like this camera, this is a camera from 2017, okay? This is the Samsung 360 2017 edition. And this camera had really nice optics, but had no stabilization in it at all. So the video quality, unless you're putting it on a tripod, is poo. Okay? And even this camera, the Insta360 One, even this camera has decent stabilization, but this is like GoPro session type stabilization. Okay, it's there, but it's not the best. It's almost like DSLRs, when they have in-camera stabilization or in-lens stabilization. It's kind of like that, where it's okay, but it's not the best. But yeah, so there. Something else I wanted to show you guys. This is an option of a camera that has a lightning port on it, so you can plug it right into an iPhone. This was a trend that Insta360 did for a while, where they put the ability to attach it to a camera, to attach it to a phone in the camera itself. They haven't done that in a while though, just because now cables do come with your camera so that you can plug it straight into the phone, because it's a whole lot easier to transfer big files over the input as opposed to wirelessly. So I'm missing you guys' chats. So Najib said this, and Brent translated it to peace be upon you. So peace be upon you too, my friend. That's awesome. I love it when people say nice things. We're in a time where this country is kind of divided because there's an election next week, and everybody is like hateful. And I saw someone post something about, I don't know. I feel like I have to have a specific position because I'm voting a certain way, but I'm really just, I'm still the nice guy that I am. But anyway, I don't want to get into politics at all. But it's nice to hear someone, wishing good feelings and good vibes on people. When we're in such a horrible time right now, with the election, with just social unrest that's going on. Like, I really just want to hang out with people and have a good time. I don't care what they look like. I don't care what they believe in. I don't care, what kind of person they are. I just want to be nice to people, and I want them to be nice to me. Is that too much to ask? I mean, come on. So, with that said, it's almost 7 o'clock. So I think we're going to pop the intro at 7, and then we're going to kind of move into, it's not going to be a crazy presentation. We're just going to have some fun and try to figure out what's going on with the pictures and the trailer that they gave us. Last year, to give you guys a heads up, last year when they announced this camera, the trailer was a blender, and they put a drone in it. They put a action camera. They put a 360 camera. They put all these things in a blender and blended it up. And what that turned into was a modular camera system with a battery, a brain, and then a whole bunch of different little modules that you snap into it to create different types of cameras, but they all use the same thing. Okay? So, let's see. Peace be upon you. Nacho needs a Nikki cam. Yeah, I think the Go would be perfect for Nikki. I was trying to figure out how to put it on my cat, but cats are like you Nacho. You put a lot of things on your dog, like you put goggles and hats and stuff on your dog. So Nikki's probably used to having things on her, but my cat, I mean, you put like, I don't know, a little sticker on her or something like that, and she just hates it and will freak out until that thing's off. So we even tried to put a collar on her at one point, but yeah, she did not like anything on her. But the other thing is you have to push the button. You can't remotely start the recording. So you'd have to be petting Nikki, click record, and then let her go. Or like, if she's about to go run around, like pet her and get her excited, push the record button and let her go, and then she goes and runs around the yard. You'd have to do something like that to turn on the camera. So Christian has the Insta360 Air. I forgot what the Air is. Is the Air one of the original that hooks onto the phone, where it's just the lens? Man, it's been so long since I've even heard that. Sean Jackson just joined. How big is it compared to the One X? Are we talking about the new camera? If we're talking about the new camera, we will figure that out in a short while. Let's make that the first topic we talk about, is how big it is, because we have a visual indicator of how big it is, and we will compare it to the One X, because the picture kind of looks like a One X. It might be like the new One X. But we'll talk about 360 trends as well. Um, Christian said they're having hard times there too. Yeah, it's just an interesting year for a lot of countries. I think, pandemic alone has really messed with economies. It's messed with social interaction. It's messed with the medical industry. It's messed with people's finances because people have lost jobs, and there's just been all kinds of stuff. Okay, so Christian says you connect to the cell phone USB-C. So it's the round Android version, right? Does it look like a little ball? When that came, if it's the one with the little ball, when that came out, I was bound determined to figure out how to put that on my drone, because I was just going to dangle it from my drone. I was trying to figure out how to make a long USB-C cable. I could probably do it now that I'm thinking about it, but I was going to put a little power bank. You could probably just put a cell phone on your drone. Just buy some cheap Android phone from 3 years ago, strap it to the top of your drone, and then dangle it down, and you'd have like 360 video. But I was like, man, if this is a standalone camera, it's going to be amazing. But it didn't end up being a standalone camera. But then we got this guy, which is not a 360 camera. But if they made this guy 360 and it was 5.7K, I'd buy 6 of them and put them all over my drone. No, that was excessive. I'm sorry, guys. Don't let me go off the rails like that, okay, guys? Hold me back. Stephen Drone says, what about July 3rd, 2017? We were talking about Xiaomi Sphere 360 camera. Big improvement now. Yep. Yeah, the Mi Sphere. Gosh, it's still hard to say. The Mi Sphere is what I stopped using the company's name. The Xiaomi. I mean, it sounds like I'm French or something. But that camera was awesome. And that was very innovative. That was the second camera that I ever put on a drone. The Samsung Gear 360 was the first one that I ever put on a drone. The Mi Sphere was awesome. I put that on top of a little DJI Spark and got some really cool footage out of it. But I love to see how far things have gone. I thought the perfect camera for me, and people are going to make fun of me and laugh about this, but the GoPro Hero Session, I don't understand why that camera never got off the ground. They made 2 versions of it, and then they decided to just quit. That was one of my favorite cameras ever, just because it was tiny. Like, it was a small little box that did everything I wanted it to do. It was a GoPro, so I didn't have to frame my shot, because I knew that whatever I pointed it, if I just pointed in that direction, I was going to get everything that I pointed at in the shot. It was 4K video. If they made a GoPro Session now that was 5.7K that we could crop into 4K, that would be awesome. Or even 6K. But that little session was just so awesome. My favorite story that I've ever had in my GoPro Session is I went to record my son's guitar recital. Okay, so he was playing guitar, and his recital was at this church that had this black grand piano on the stage, and then I saw them kind of sound checking, so I knew where all the kids were going to sit. And so I put my GoPro Session, I just put it on the grand piano, and I hit record. And I set it so that the LEDs didn't turn on, And so I hit record, and I recorded for 2 hours, the whole recital, and then I took the footage. What was so awesome about that is that I also recorded my son from the audience. And in my video, you could not even see the GoPro session because it was a tiny little black box that I put on a black piano. And I mean, you could hide that camera anywhere. And you could get multicam shots without getting another camera or tripod. Like if I tried to use my big cameras and get multicam shots, I couldn't do it because my cameras are so big and the tripods are, kind of wonky, and it's kind of hard to hide a camera. So that's my favorite story with the session. My other favorite story with my session is whenever I lost my job and I drove Uber for about 6 months. And I used my GoPro session. It had this mode on it, and I don't remember what it was called. It was like loop mode, I think, maybe. But it would take 5-minute clips, and then it would cut the feed and then start recording again. It would just keep recording for 5 minutes, and then once the SD card was filled up, then it would go back and write over the first file that it recorded, and then it would just keep recording all day. I had it plugged into my cigarette lighter in my car, and then it just kind of ran all day. And if I needed to save a clip, then I could tag the very top and say save that clip. But it was awesome. So Nacho's comment before was he loved the session right up until it was eaten by an elephant seal. Yeah, that's not good. Was that the same trip where you recorded the downed boat? That was like a shipwreck, and then it had a bunch of seals all over it. That's funny. So Sean Jackson asked the question, do you know what time the new camera will be announced? I don't know if they're going to announce it or if they're just going to, it's just going to show up on their page. I don't remember an announcement last time. I remember, because Insta360's in another country. So I remember with the Insta360 One R, I feel like I just woke up that morning and saw what was happening. But I'm not sure on that. But there's not like any big event or anything like that that I think is going on. I might be completely missing that. But I don't remember if they announced it somewhere or not. Usually, like last year, I saw all these videos about, like, from other creators, YouTube creators that do 360 videos, and they were talking a lot about the Insta360 One R. Some other channels to check out would be Creator Up, Life in 360 with Ben Claremont. Those are some reputable channels that I would trust. And 360 Rumors. There's some other guys out there that are kind of sketchy, but I don't want to offend anybody. But those are the people that in my career that I've had interactions with that I think are pretty good guys. So yeah. I also want to tell you guys about a change in my channels. So the regular Sean I channel, I have tried to figure out what to do with that channel. It's been a VR channel, it's been a gaming channel, it's been a footage channel, it's been all kinds of things. What I'm going to do is I'm going to turn that into the archives. I can't play. I've decided to not put Epidemic Sound on that account. So after March, I will not be able to put Epidemic Sound audio on that channel. So I am going to be archiving my live streams there. As just kind of a history of Sean Hyde Studios. That is the current plan. I don't know if I'm going to stick to it. I might just deprecate that channel. Don't know. I have to have something on that because I've promoted that channel for 4 years. So all of my videos point to that channel. So there's got to be something on it, but I'm tired of trying to figure out what to do with that channel, and I think I'm just going to stick with Sean Hyde Studios. And I think this week I'm actually going to go out and get a haircut, because I've been cutting my own hair for a year and it's getting kind of weird. So yeah, there's a little personal note with Sean. But yeah, let's get into it. I'm going to run the intro and then we're going to be right back. What's up, y'all? Sean here. So tonight we're talking about the Insta360. We don't even know what it's called yet. It's a new camera that's going to be unboxed or announced, or they're going to tell us about tomorrow. Whether or not you can order it or not, I don't know. In the trailer video that we're about to show, they don't show a drone. They don't show any Insta360, or they don't show any VR 180 content. They do show, it looks to me like everything they do is on a selfie stick. So I believe, and then also the picture on the website that's kind of a hint as to what it looks like, makes me think that it is a successor to the Insta360 One X, which was it was everybody's favorite camera when it came out. Okay. Some of the trends that have happened as of late is several cameras have come out with 6K resolution for 360 videos, and a couple have come out with 8K resolution. So I hope that this new camera is going to be a bump in resolution. And I would really like to hope that it has VR 180 capabilities, but I'm not sure. And I think they're saying it's impossible in your pocket. From what I've seen from the footage, the stitch line is pretty amazing. The invisible selfie stick is better than any camera they have out now. So it might even be thinner, but I don't know. And so let's jump right into the website and see what's going on. Everybody keeps saying it's the Insta360 One X2, which I almost completely agree with you. I'm not going to completely say because I don't know, but there is a very good uh-oh. Let's try this one. Phew! That was weird, because when I went to share my screen, it had what's on this screen on that screen too, but there's nothing on that screen. So, okay, we're good. I'm going to get a little closer. Don't be shy. And if you go to the Insta360.com, you will see up at the top we have this little teaser. And I can first, just so that we can understand get a good glimpse of what the Insta360 One X looks like. Let's look at this camera real quick. Let's see if we, I don't want to do that. Let's see if we get a good, this is sad right here, the drift shot. They announced that and it never came out. All right. Well, they moved it. All right, here we go. So look at this picture. Okay. Oop. You've got the big lens here. You've got a circle here, which is the LCD. And then you've got two buttons. Okay. So remember that image. And then look at this image. It looks like the same form factor. It has a lens here. You know, it has a circle here, and a circle here. This circle right here looks like a button. These two circles kind of look the same size, but I don't know. This one, well, looking at this image, this one's bigger than this one. So I don't know if it's the Insta360 One X2 where they have turned this into an actual LCD screen, which is a circle. That's a possibility. We've got smartphones with round LCD screens. So Go Everywhere says, I just hope it supports an external mic. The trend from everybody for the last several years has been to not support an external mic off the bat, but to have a dongle or something attached to it. So whereas I hear you, I don't know if it's going to be a thing. GoPro doesn't do it anymore. Insta360 doesn't do it. Even Ricoh had a whole external module that you could plug into it. So we will see. But in my opinion, I wouldn't get your hopes up. But we can dream. Christian says he saw a picture. So Go Everywhere says he got rid of his 1X because of the crappy recording. Yeah, it's really hard to find 360 cameras with good audio. Even wireless support would be okay. So the camera back here has AirPod support, Beats Pro support, has wireless support. What's up, 808? Dreams are good. Let's hope it happens. I will say the One R has. Well, let's not go there. So dreams are possible, but I thought this was an interesting picture. When I first saw this, I thought the camera. I thought this could be like two lenses, but I don't think that's going to happen. If it had four lenses, I think that would be awesome, and you could do 3D, turn it sideways. I think that would be awesome, but I don't think that's the case with this. This stitch is insane. If he took this picture with this camera, there is no stitch at all, and his hand is not all weird. A lot of the problems we have with using selfie sticks with our 360 cameras is the stitch line at the bottom of the camera is all weird and wonky. Still pictures are a whole lot easier to do than videos, but we are going to watch the trailer and see if we're going to try to watch the whole thing through and see if you guys notice anything. Put in the comments things that you see. So with the video that we're excuse me, with the video that we're about to see, we know it's a 360 camera because of the way they're moving it around. They're moving it all around and they're capturing video, and then they're moving just like all of the other Insta360 cameras, they're moving in post, pointing at things that they want to see. okay? Look for stitch lines, look for reflections or shadows, and look for, and try to figure out how they accomplished each shot, okay? So with those things in mind, comment all of the things that you see. My audio's off. Okay, so I mentioned that the for one, that I turned the audio off of the video because I didn't want to get a copyright strike, but I muted it once it started playing. I guess I could have done that. So I'm going to bring this back up. Waterproof, I guess. I think that's a great call out. Waterproof would mean, you know, they've overcome the challenge of waterproofing with the Insta360 One R. It's a modular system. When the pieces are apart, it's not waterproof because it's because the electrical parts are all the connections are exposed. But once you put the camera together and put it in its case, then everything is sealed and it is waterproof. So they've overcome the challenge of usually microphones and like battery doors and things like that are what cause it to not be waterproof. But they've overcome that with the Insta360 One R. So go everywhere. That's a great call out. So Nacho said a fat 1X. So we're going to make this full screen. And I'm going to turn this off. And let's see. We're going to make the settings. We're going to make the playback speed at 0.25 on the YouTube video. Alright. So we can run back. Alright, we're going to try to do this one more time. Alright, so that's the most that we see of the camera. She's sticking it in her pocket. So Nacho says he took a screenshot and blew it up. It has an outer trim or seal. Alright. So as you can see here, this is probably definitely a lens, and then this outer thing looks like a seal. Right? Let me ask you this. Do you guys think that it's still going to be modular or not? Because looking at this image, this little silver part right here looks to me like either a case or a bumper or something like that. It might not be. I might be completely wrong. But it looks really, really thick. To be like, you know, by the picture before with the helicopter guy, I thought it was going to be really thin. But this definitely looks like a thick camera. Because I think if it wasn't a thick camera, she would have put it in her pocket differently. I think, and with the size, it looks like an Insta360 One X, like almost exactly the same size, as far as length and girth. Maybe not girth, width. So Nacho, bigger lens, 360 cam with a 1-inch sensor. That's interesting. So let's look at this guy. So I have a perfect presentation to show that off. All right, so this is the Insta360 One R. And this is the regular 360 lens that they've put on their cameras for several years, okay? And then this is the 1-inch sensor by Leica, that, you know, it's got a 1-inch sensor and it's got a bigger lens. So that's very, well, it might be a bigger lens. I'm not sure if it's a bigger lens or not, but it's definitely better glass. And I think I just scratched it. Probably not. So that is a very good call out. What if it's a bigger lens? This lens in this picture right here definitely looks like it could be bigger. And if that's the case, then it'll probably have better resolution, kind of like the Can-Do cam. Or Nacho says his prediction is 8K non-modular. He also says it's the same shape as the Insta360 One X. Christian says in Insta360 Instagram they show another short video. Go Everywhere says they say girth is more important than length. All right, that's awesome. I marked this video as not appropriate for kids, but I do know that kids end up watching it, so I'm gonna cut that. If we're personal friends on Facebook, I might get inappropriate a little bit better. Nacho knows what I'm talking about. But Nacho, please don't go inappropriate on me. Thank you, sir. All right, so we will go check out Insta360's Instagram in a minute, because I think that's awesome. So I wanted to come back to the shot in the car. All right. So I did this earlier, and I don't know how well it's going to come across on the live stream. So I don't know how this is going to come across, but if I've got 4K on my computer, and I was able to kind of zoom in a little bit and see the reflection of what this guy's doing, and I've got it at 0.25 speed, so we're going to try to get it frame by frame until we can see what's going on. Now, I don't know if this is it or not, but I feel like this is it, but this might just be a tree. Okay? But you can definitely see the selfie stick right there I don't know if you guys can see this. I'm pretty sure that's a selfie stick. And then, yep, and see, there's the selfie stick right there. And then here is a guy on a yellow scooter. Okay? They've got all their windows open because this is a planned shot. And I didn't notice it earlier, but this is the first stitch I've ever seen in this video. So here's where the stitch messed up right there. So we know for a fact that this is a 360 camera with at least 2 lenses because there's a stitch line. Alright, here's another shot. It looks like it's on a really long selfie stick. It looks like it's a kind of a rectangle. And he's still going. Now, check this out. What this looks like to me, guys, and I don't know about you, but this kind of looks like a thicker camera, much like the Garmin Verb, favorite cameras of all time that ever came out. The launch of that camera and all of the goodness in that camera. I would, if they came out with the Garmin Verb 362, like a second version of it, I would buy it in a heartbeat. Because the Garmin Verb 360 was my favorite, one of my favorite cameras. It was not cheap. It was not fragile. It had all these replaceable parts. It had, it was just such a good camera. It had a perfect app. I mean, it was just great. Okay. But we're not talking about Garmin right now. We're talking about Insta360. But if you look at this screenshot, it looks thick. Right? I mean, that does not look like a thin Insta360 to me. It doesn't look like an Insta360 One X to me at all. It almost looks like a cube. Like if you took a cube and you cut it in half, that's what that reminds me of. But they said it was impossible in your pocket. What if you could combine them? What if you could put 2 together and make something like this? I don't know. Oh, man. All right. All right. So right here, you can tell the stitch is down here a little bit. And the camera's coming really close to the window. And then we lost the stitch. And I was hoping there was like reflection on his glasses or something like that, but they put big words in the way. And his glasses are high enough that he can't see the reflection. But it's kind of a slow motion shot, which is kind of cool. So yeah, let's go shot by shot. So this is a shot that's kind of going through. Now, you can tell by the quality of this that it's not a very good quality video. So they're not taking, I mean, they're taking 4K out of a 360 shot. It's not the greatest, but it looks fairly decent. I didn't see any stitches there. Whoa. And they dropped it in the water. So Nacho said that is a street light. Are you saying that was a street light? Well, we'll come back to that comment. So Insta360 actually shows the camera. Oh. It's already October 28th there. I'm not sure. That would be awesome though. But I wanted to show this shot. I think this confirms go everywhere. This comment, was it? Pretty sure it was, yeah. I think this confirms that it's waterproof. And it might have been thrown, but I don't know. So, oops. I don't want to do that. But the camera is definitely underwater right there. And the fact that this video is 4K makes me think that it's a higher resolution than 4K to get a 4K crop out of it. And it kind of looked like it floated there. But so if you look at this, I mean, that smoke shot is pretty hard to get, especially if the selfie stick is going up, you know, it's coming straight from his hand. His hand is stitched pretty good. You can still see that his fingers are kind of getting wonky a little bit, and I saw a stitch right there. But and then right here it's messing up his hand. I feel like there's some optical flow going on. But still a very cool shot. Alright. Nacho said that was a street light. I think that was a street light. So you're saying this is a street light right here? And then this is the camera? So yeah, this is a street light, this is the camera. Because street lights don't go sideways like that. Alright. So, we've watched that video. Now we're going to go try to find the video on Insta360's Instagram. So let's do that. Ooh, we got some good things going here. All right. So we're going to switch over to here. This is the video we just saw. What? Oh, that's from the one. Sorry, that is not the new camera. Sorry, that was awesome edit though. Alright, we've seen that before. That's not the new camera. Short film with the One R. If you haven't seen this film, it's actually very, very good. I watched this before. The things that they did with the Insta360 One R are amazing. So Go Everywhere asked if it'll actually be for sale. The way they've worked in the past is they've done a pre-order, but they've only been available to like the in crowd of 360 people. Like, not me. Even though I've been doing videos for 4 years, I'm still not on their list of people that get to try out their new cameras off the bat. But and I know with the Insta360 One R, I believe I ordered mine and I got it. Well, I don't know when I got it. I think it took a couple months for me to get it. I think I pre-ordered it on B&H and then ended up canceling on B&H and then ordered it straight from Insta360. So I would probably order it straight from Insta360 this time. By the way, if you're planning on ordering the camera, there are affiliate links below to the current cameras, and then tomorrow I will put a affiliate link to this camera that we're talking about on this video, as well as just kind of post it on my channel. And then here is the latest video of the new camera. Nope, that's not it. That's a photo. These are the teaser videos that have come out. This was 5 days ago, or 4 days. All right. I don't know if we can pause this or not. Okay, we can. So this is kind of the trim that Nacho was talking about. Not sure what that is. It might be the LED. There's a circle. So the circle is a hint at something. This, it looks like a camera that you can throw into the water. Or maybe the guy dives with it. This is on an FPV drone. So hopefully it's small enough to... Maybe it's a session. I love this comment right here. Never use Insta360 in water, they leak. And this looks like a, just a video mode. All right. So that was 5 days ago. This was 3 days ago. Dude, there's the screen. So someone mentioned earlier, I think it was Christian, about the color LCD screen on it. So Christian said that. I called the round LCD screen like a smartwatch. That's pretty awesome. All right, here's another shot of it underwater. He's going pretty low for an underwater camera. So the last shot that we saw, where there was the barrel roll on the roller coaster, something that GoPro recently did on their camera is they did a horizontal hold, so you can hold the horizon the entire time. So it looks like they held the horizon, but the roller coaster went around the shot. So I feel like that's how that was done. This is something they've done in the past where the camera, Insta360 One R, can do it. It analyzes your movement and can figure out where you're taking steps, and it can line up the shots as you walk. And then here's the tomorrow video that that Nacho is requesting. Ooh. So something snapped into place there. We're going to watch that again, but I'm not sure what just snapped into place. We're going to watch that again. Here's a 360 video shot. Whoopity-doo. Here's their spokesmodel with a selfie stick doing slow motion going into a pool. Here's the surrounding shot, the bullet time shot, which is kind of normal at this point. Okay, so let's take a look at this. I'm having a hard time figuring out from the shape what's happening here. So, Nacho, you think that's a battery snapping into place? We're going to watch it again. That's a really cool shot. Oh, I want to get that first frame. Okay, so yeah, that looks like a battery sliding into place. It has this nice texture. Let's look at that texture for a second. I feel like that texture is the same texture that's right here. Like kind of a grippy texture. And it kind of looks like an iPhone. You know? But it's weird that I don't see any lenses or LCD screens or anything on that shot. Alright, we're going to try to get the first frame. Instagram's hard. I wish it had a video scrubber on it. Oh! Missed it again. Alright, we're going to do it this time. So what do you guys think? Any other predictions? Ha! We did it. Alright, so yeah, that definitely looks like a replaceable battery that swaps out. You can tell here that there is a rubber seal. But if it's something that slides into place, there's a good chance that's going to leak at some point. So I'm not quite sure what's going on there. But they're going to announce it tomorrow. Alright, so let's go back here and let's refresh the page and see if they've given us any extra things. One thing we're going to do as a web designer is we're going to hack. So we're going to inspect this. We're going to empty cache and hard reload. Alright, so that didn't do anything. Let's go to the store. Already the Insta360 One R is going on sale a little bit. I have no idea what the new camera is called. So, oh, there's the one. There's the Insta360 Air. That's what Christian was talking about. So I probably shouldn't do this, but let's go into my affiliate and see if they've added any leaks. Nope. Alright. So now, this is probably dangerous to do on my live stream, but we're going to do it anyway because I'm a gangsta. I'm OG. We are going to Google Insta360 leak. And then we're going to check news. Nope. Here's a bunch of people saying that their camera leaked. So this is what they presented when they were announcing the Insta360 One R, and it was puzzle pieces. Okay, and what those puzzle pieces represented is the modular system. This is the red battery down here, and it's underwater. Okay, so those are the things that they did for the Insta360 One R. This is what they did with the Go. They said our next camera is behind this thumb. So basically what they did was they put the camera, that's my crooked thumb, they put it behind the thumb. And I just got fingerprints all over my Go. So that's what they did there. So yeah, I wonder if they've launched it anywhere else. Let's try Amazon. Nope, nobody's leaked it there. So we're going to Google October 28th and see if we see anything else. – 2018. This is a bad rumor because there's no way that that's possible. But that, oh, that's a cell phone. I'm stupid. Forget I said that. I feel stupid now. All right. So Josh said, is it modular? I don't think it's modular. But that battery sliding in might make you think that it's modular, and we'll find out tomorrow. I think they, I said it earlier, but I think they'd be kicking themselves in the foot if they did another modular camera that competed with their current camera. I think it would be more beneficial, like what they did with the Insta360 One. When they came out with a new camera, they came out with the Insta360 One X that basically just killed their sales for the Insta360 One. But then when they came out with the Evo had, you know, there was enough difference that it didn't make a big impact on their Insta360 One X sales. And then the One R is modular, but they had kind of a bad year because of COVID. So I think they put so much ingenuity into that camera system that they would be silly not to make sales last even longer with that. So so that's what I'm thinking there. This is the Evo. Interesting. So this was a blog that happened in 2018. This is very cool. This is a picture that they said they were reinventing the action camera. October 10th back in 2018, and this was the release of the Insta360 One X. And as you can see, this image is a really, really close to this image. Okay, so take a good look at this image, and then take a good look at that image. What do you see? They look like the same image to me. Like, I think the fact that this image back in 2018 matches this new image so well that, yeah, this is definitely the Insta360 One X2. It's the newer version of the One X, and I about guarantee you that showing you this trailer, this teaser from 2018 and this teaser, they look like the same teaser to me. It's the same rectangle shape with rounded edges. We saw from the video on Instagram that the texture is a lot like the texture on the Insta360 One R as far as the edges. So they're going to be going with more of this kind of look. But all of the video that we took, all the video that we saw was 4K. It wasn't good enough 4K that I would expect it to be an 8K camera. I feel like it's about a 6K camera, but I mean, I don't know. This is just me speculating. But looking at this image, you know, they were comparing it to a GoPro when this came out. And let's just look at the blog and see what's... Well, they don't have it on their blog. Alright, so that's a rabbit trail. So let's see if we can see... Oh. Well. So yeah, one of the things that they showed was it was on an FPV camera. It was waterproof. It looks like from the images that it is the Insta360 One X2. And yeah, much like this shot where they stuck it out of an airplane, the new one, the new image is they stuck it out of a helicopter. So there's that. We saw that the battery was kind of sliding into place, and there was a texture around the outer edge. The outer edge looked gray, and the camera itself looked black, but that might have been lighting. And yeah, I'm super stoked to see what this new camera is going to be like, guys. I might do another short live video in the morning when we find out what it actually looks like, with affiliate links on it, so that you guys can grab one for yourself. Then we'll have pricing, we'll have you know, all of the good stuff, guys. We'll have pricing, we'll have release date, we'll have all that stuff probably, you know, in the next 10 hours, I would say. But yeah, super excited about this camera. I love anything that Insta360 puts out. All the cameras that I've used have been great. And yeah, it's a company that innovates. It's a company that is constantly making things better. So yeah. So I have completely missed a lot of these comments. So I'm going to run through So Josh, what's up, Josh? He said he was asking about the size and the weight. I would say the size and the weight are pretty similar to the One X. So we can go to the One X page and see what the specs are there. And by the looks of the video, it kind of looks comparable. Not sure what's different. Now, if it has a bigger lens and a bigger sensor, it's going to be heavier. But they might have counteracted that by taking something else out, making something smaller, like a board or something. But the specs, this is the size of the Insta360 One X. Actually, I hope and pray that an improvement is this base plate, because everybody had issues with this base plate because the camera was so tall that this little screw, this little mount that you screw into, was never strong enough, and a lot of people just broke this right off the bat. Now, I take care of my stuff, so I'm very, very concerned, but with the Insta360 One R, with these guys right here, they're very strong because they use a cage and they use the action mount and all that kind of stuff. But this is what the size of it is. Oh, I'm showing you guys stuff and you're not even seeing it. This is the size, 48 by 114, and measurements in millimeters. So that's the size. And I don't see weight on there. So Josh asked if it's modular. I don't think it's going to be modular. Nacho asked, is it a battery or a lens? And that was probably what was being snapped in. That's an interesting thought, that maybe there are different lens modules that are that thin. That would be, man, that'd be cool. So if it was like the Insta360 One X had a baby with the Insta360 One R, that would be awesome. So let's think about that for a while. Motorola has a really interesting system. I think they're mods. Yeah. So check this image out. This is one of my favorite things that I've ever seen on a cell phone. This is the Motorola Moto. And it has a camera mod that snaps on to your phone. And it uses, just like Insta360, it uses the power of your cell phone. You know, some of the older versions of the Insta360 where it used all the power of your cell phone. You know, this is a mod that slides into place. All right. So I'm going to close this. So that's a very interesting thought. but Nacho just sent me an image that counteracts that prediction. So I'm going to bring it up. So here we go. Are you guys ready? This is what Nacho sent me. Oh my gosh. Verklempt. I'm so excited. I'm verklempt. So what we have here is a picture of the new camera that they're going to release tomorrow. So just like the image, there are not two buttons. There's only one button. Can I zoom in on that? So what we have here, there is a jack right here. Okay. So it's a weird spot for a microphone, but there's the possibility that Go Everywhere, that is a microphone jack right there. Speculation, but that definitely looks like a microphone jack to me. We've got these kind of weird pins right here. That might just be the module, like a charging module, or those might be indicator lights as the power, but that'd be kind of weird on the camera, I think. And I really can't tell what type of port that is. But they might have, the Insta360 One X had two buttons here. They might have moved the button over to the side like a GoPro. But there's your round screen right there, guys. So we got one prediction right. The other prediction that we talked about tonight was the texture on the side, much like the Insta360 One R. So there's that texture. This is a microphone hole right here. So it would be interesting if how well that works if this camera is waterproof out of the box. Okay. Something else that you don't usually see on waterproof cameras is, a 1/4-20 mount on the bottom. But here's the other image. This is someone else that actually has one, and it's called the Insta360 One X2. So there we go, guys. So someone asked what price I would expect. So I think the One X was $499 when it came out. I would expect it to be $499 again. That's my prediction, just because they tend to stay around, release things at the same price point. And the One R, the 360 edition was $429, so it might be like $429, $459, $449, something with a 9 in it. But it'll probably be around the $400 to $500 mark. I would expect. Nacho said it almost looks aluminum. That would be great, especially if the bottom is milled into the frame. And that would be awesome, because they've had some serious issues with their 1/4-20 mounts being ripped off of their camera, because everybody puts it on a big long stick and swings it around and floats it and throws it, and the mount really needs to be stronger than it has been in the past. So Go Everywhere says it is 7:51 a.m. in his time zone. So that means it's 8:12 right now where he's at. Josh said I have a fat thumb. It's not very nice. So Felipe, I would expect $400 to $500. So Christian Googled, that's probably the picture that Nacho just sent me. Josh said the FPV community is dying for a form factor similar to the Session. I agree with you wholeheartedly. I'm kind of a photo videographer, drone person. I'm this close to getting into FPV. I bought an iFlight Bumblebee, and I'm planning on trying to get into this, at least Cine-Whipping. But I think the Session is perfect, and I can't wait for someone else to come out with that. Even if they came out, so this is the mod, this is the 4K mod for the Insta360 One R. What if they did something like this with it, where they put all the it was almost like the Session, but just a lot longer, so you could, the only thing on the front was a lens, so you didn't get a bunch of drag from the camera body. Let's check that out. Look at you. Oh, sorry, we couldn't find that page. So we just saw a picture of it, right? What? So it's there, but they took it down. I wish that was bigger. All right, let's try to hack something. We're gonna hack here, guys. You ready? Fingers crossed. Yes! We did it. All right, so now we have an image of the other side. Now that same circle is in the other side too, guys. Wait. This is a flipped version. That's a power button. It definitely looks like a rubber seal all around the edges. That's an exact flipped version of the other side. Alright, so now that we've got these images, let's try 6. Let's try 8. Nope. But we hacked B and H. Alright, I'm going to take that off before something inappropriate shows up. Okay, so something's wrong with these images. I'm going to pull these up. So this is one side. This is the other side. Now these images have been doctored because, and the reason I say that is there's a power button on both sides of the camera. If this is the case. Okay? There's a power button right there. There's this weird little thing that I'm not sure what's going on there. And this circle. And then if you hit the other side, there's that circle again. There's this little thing. And then there's a power button. Now this might just be a texture. So maybe you can squeeze the camera and take a picture? I don't know. But something's a little off with these images. But we have definitely figured some stuff out tonight. And I want to thank everybody that's been here, that's been a part. Sean Jackson said that that it's 4:29. Good job. I'm gonna have to get me some water, guys. My throat, I've been talking way too much. And I will say it definitely looks thicker than the Insta360 One X. But if it has to get a little thicker to be a better resolution, then I'm all for it. Nacho says power button on the side with shutter release. Alright. Nacho found teardown images. Diego said, "What's up from Portugal?" What's up from Nashville? All right. It's a unibody. Nacho's still sending me pictures, so we'll see. So Josh says, I've got a Hero 6 for the 4K juice, and it's huge. I have 2 Session 5S's. Nice. Diego said the go-to will definitely have 2K. That would be awesome for all of our FPV people. That would be awesome. So Sean Jackson's trying to post a URL. I don't allow that anymore because people were putting porn on my live stream. So I don't allow that on my live streams. But if you friend me on Facebook, you can send me a message, and I'm just Sean Ide on Facebook. I'm also Sean Ide Studios on Facebook if you want to go to my professional page, and you can share stuff with me there, and if I approve it, then I'll put it on my live stream. But I can't have everybody just throwing stuff on my live stream, because I get some people that are disrespectful, and I can't handle that. Too old to handle that. I've spent too much time curating this channel to let it go under, because some people are just being immature. So I'm not saying you're immature, Sean, and you have a great name, by the way. But yeah, I just can't allow it anymore. Sorry. Ooh. Yes, Sean, send me the images. Let's see what... I'm going to go back out and see what Nacho sent me. Alright, we got some new images going on. So there's the teardown. Alright, so let's just go back to this image. So Josh is saying someone guess the weight. Oh, Chiego. That's an interesting thought with the different the buttons on each side. Maybe they're left and right toggling through the menu or something like that. That's interesting. Josh wants somebody to guess the weight. No idea what the weight's going to be. Bigger battery, heavier than the 1X. So zooming on a 360 camera is you could probably only do it in post, because you're recording the entire atmosphere, and anytime you zoom in, like you're getting half of it here and half of it here, and if you zoom in, you're going to break the ball that you're recording. So zooming in, if you're taking a crop out of that, then you can definitely crop in smaller to make it look like you're zooming in. A lot of the footage that we saw, there were kind of zooming, like panning shots and stuff like that. That's all done in post with a crop factor. Christian says 1-inch sensor. I hope so. I hope it at least has a 1-inch sensor. Go Everywhere says the new camera looks very promising. I agree with that. I think the new camera looks awesome. Nacho always messages me in the show. Yes, he does. Looks like I've already sold a camera to Go Everywhere. Please use my affiliate link to get it tomorrow. Yeah, I'm definitely going to put up a video in the morning to those of you that want to buy this camera. I'll put my affiliate link on there, so that would help the channel and help me get one as soon as possible. That would be great. Especially if you're planning on buying it anyway. It'll be kind of a win-win for all of us. All right, Sean Jackson sent me a message. Oh, nice. So I got one. Ooh. All right, so this is a great image of it. So this is what? Yes. Y'all are awesome. I'm just saying, I've got the best viewers in the land. So what we have here is a great close-up. It looks like, you know, it's got kind of the GoPro session rubbery material around everything. You got the button, you got the LED right there. You've got the round screen, you've got the lens. It looks like this is the battery right here. So removable batteries. And I'm not sure what's going on here. So this right here is kind of proof to me that one of those images that I showed earlier was wrong. Because both sides of the camera had the exact same edge. So that was it could have been marketing, a marketing image by, you know, like the team, you know, making product shots, you know, doctoring up product shots. I used to fake images all the time as a career. So picking images apart is something that I'm kind of talented at. But the, you know, the images that I showed earlier where one side had a power button and another button, and then the other side had a power button and another button, this proves that one of those images was wrong. But yeah, I like how he's holding it sideways. And I wonder if what that stitch line looks like, because I feel like if he took a picture like this, it would be, his thumb would be huge, like right next, like right at the bottom of the camera. But it might be one of those cameras where, you know, there's been a trend in 360 where they have you know, you take the whole sphere and you don't use the sphere as a 360 video, but you take crops out of it. This is something that you could take a crop out of one side of it, but also have a 360 camera in your pocket. So I'm going to take you guys back off, and then we're going to see what else we have. Okay. Oh, sweet. Got it. Oh, these are awesome. Hacking the internets. All right. So this is an image that we already saw. And I think this image is correct. Okay? Because on this side we have the battery. And on this side we have, it looks like, you know, this might be a scroll wheel, like someone said earlier. That would be really cool if it was like a up and down, like a rocker, like a volume rocker, or a menu rocker or something like that. And then this is a power button. And then here is a different image in someone's hand. It's a very cool looking camera, guys. It's definitely thicker than the Insta360 One X, but hopefully thicker means better. All right, so Go Everywhere asked if you guys are buying it. I'm definitely buying it. I was planning on buying, there's a guy that I'm friends with on Facebook. He was selling Horizon, like the Horizon VR 180 camera that never got released. But it might be hard for me to buy that now that I know that this is going to happen. But we'll see. I'm also selling some things, so we'll see what happens. It's Christmas, right, guys? So Josh said 2 versions, screen and no screen, perhaps. So that's a good thought. Basically, what you were seeing earlier is the screen's only on one side, and then the other side, and all of the internals of the camera are behind the screen, so there's not room for a screen on the other side. They did the same thing with the LCD screen on the Insta360 One X. So I'm pretty sure, like, seeing these images, I'm 99% sure that there is a lens on each side. I'm sure that there's a power button on one side, and I'm sure that there's a battery that slides on the other side. There's an LED at the bottom. There is a round screen in the middle, and it definitely looks waterproof. Nacho mentioned action cam mode. So what he means is, like on this image, action camera mode is basically one side. So you can get more out of the camera by turning one of the lenses off and just shooting out of one side of it. And you know, a lot of the 360 cameras have done that. This camera that I showed you earlier, the Samsung Gear 360, you could see how it's got the LCD on one side and it doesn't have anything on the other side. That's what I was talking about, how the Insta360 One X2 is probably going to have a screen on one side, not a screen on the other side. And this and see how the buttons on this side, it helps orient you so that you're looking at the lens that you're supposed to be looking at whenever you're doing personal shots. It lets you know, like, the LCD is pointing at you so you can see what's going on and you're in the middle of the shot. All that kind of stuff. Oh, Nacho just said that. I hadn't got there yet. So yeah, Christian said there's 2 different faces of the camera. Yep. So there's one side and then a different side. All right, skipping over those comments. Uh-oh. So Tiago said if they release the XXX next. That's funny. Whoa, Daniela showed up. What's up, Daniela? Haven't seen you in a while. Welcome. Is the Insta good? So we don't know. It's supposed to come out tomorrow, officially. Let's go back and refresh the Insta360.com and see if it's been released yet. Let's go to the store. Sometimes they change the store. Nope, the store has not been updated yet. Let's go back here and see the Amazon store. Nope. And then let's see if AliExpress has updated their website. So let's just search for nope, nothing there. But so Daniela, we do have some leaked photos that we found during this live stream. Thanks to everybody, we were all a part. This is the new Insta360 camera. By the looks of it, it's thicker, so there's a good chance it has better capabilities, higher resolution. If it doesn't have higher resolution, I'm going to be frustrated. I really am. But I am hoping it shoots 8K, because they put out 4K cropped video, so that's the hopes. But yeah, I'm kind of done talking. We've got 14 people in here now, so we can give a recap of all the findings that we found tonight. I wonder if I still have that image up. All right, I'm going to go find that image real quick. Well, I don't have to, because we already found... we're going to delete you. All right. So, a recap of tonight is we went through and watched the trailer video. We watched the Instagram videos. So if you want to go back and watch this live stream, we went through and found a whole bunch of great Easter eggs. And then someone in the chat found a pre-order image on B&H. Then we hacked B&H's website and found a better image of it. And then we also got some really high-res images of the new camera. Okay, so to sum up what we went through tonight, I'm going to play the trailer video of the new camera that's going to come out. Then I'm going to show the 3 leaked photos of the new camera that's coming out tomorrow. And then when you guys decide that you're going to buy this camera, I want you to come to Sean Studios YouTube channel, find the video. I'm going to post a new video in the morning of the announcement. On that video, if you would purchase it from that affiliate link on that video, it would really help out the channel. And yeah, so let's play this trailer real quick. Audio is off. It's waterproof, spinny proof, car proof, soccer ball or football proof, wherever, depending on where you're from, and it fits in yellow pants pockets. So that's it. All right. So now we talked about throughout the beginning of this live stream how this image looks a lot like the teaser image when they teased the Insta360 One X. So from that we gathered that this was the Insta360 One X2 or One 2X. 1X2. So then we hacked B&H's website and we found this image. It's a huge arm with a thumb. I'm just kidding. So what we have here is a camera very similar to the Insta360 One X. It's waterproof, because in that trailer we saw someone throw it into the water. You can see there's a kind of a rubber texture, which is a lot like this texture right here on the Insta360 One R, which is also waterproof. So they've been moving in the waterproof direction already. So we can about guarantee that it's waterproof. It has a round LCD, well, OLED screen, probably. You know, just like the smartwatches that have been out for the last 5 years, right? And then a shutter button. And then right here, we saw in a video on Instagram that the battery slides in. Now on this screen, we have a better shot of the side view. Over here we have a power button, and we're speculating that this is another button, maybe like a rocker, like a slider, or something like that. And we're hoping this is a microphone input, but in my opinion, it's a really weird place to put a input. So that might not be the case. And also, we haven't figured out how to charge the thing. So if the battery is removable, maybe you charge it on the battery side. We don't have a really good image of this side. But, and then here's a close-up of the screen. This is probably a microphone. So, yeah. Tiego's asking me to zoom in on my images. Oh, interesting. Tiago said it's probably a touchscreen. That's an interesting thought. I bet it is a touchscreen. Sean Jackson says that he thinks that this thing over here is a magnetic charger. It does look like a charger, you know, the kind that you see on a smartwatch. So that's definitely a possibility. Snap charge. So yeah, that's about what we have there. Nacho said I should hack B&H. So let's see what we get here. Let's try. See, we got 8 and 9. Let's try 40. Here we go, guys. $41. Oh, nope, this is a different product, I think. Let's try. Alright, so we're getting into a different product. So, let's try 36. Nope. Alright, we only got 3 images. So let's go back to B&H. So there it is right there, guys. So this is proof that the camera that's coming out tomorrow is the Insta360 One X2 because it's already on B&H website. Everybody's saying that thing on the side is probably a charging port. Everybody's yelling at me to zoom in. I will. Just chill. Alright, so what did we do earlier? Open the image in a new tab. Okay. So that's a 150 by 150. So we know that there is a 2500 by 2500 version, right? Ha! Boom. So now we have, so we don't need this page anymore. So we've got this image, this image, this image, and this image. So one of these is wrong because they don't show the battery at all, right? So there's the back. Oh wait, no. That is right. Yeah, so they're hiding the battery on both of these shots. So that is correct. Because if you flip the camera, then that would be on the other side. Okay. So now let's try these. Alright, so that's not going to work. So let's go back to B&H. And let's do the 1X. And just see what they call their images. So so that didn't work. So Sean Jackson wants me to zoom in on the one with the guy. I bet this is another microphone. It looks like this is a microphone and this is a microphone. And it might be for spatial audio. This, now that I'm seeing this definitely looks like a charging port because it's inset like that. I really like the screen in the middle. I think the screen in the middle looks great. Peace out, Nacho. Yeah, this dot on the lens, under the lens, is probably most definitely a microphone. It looks like a kind of a fan, but right there is a microphone. Usually they have the microphone in a little hole. Yep, the thing on the upper right might be an external mic. All right, so that's 61. That's 62. So it looks like we only have 3 images right now, guys. So let's see if we can figure out from these. All right. So if we take this number, which is probably the product number, and we swap out this, I think that's going to work. And then if we put a 2 here, why didn't that work? I bet that's going to work tomorrow. I bet they have a redirect going on right now. So, all right, we're done hacking. This is the camera that's coming out tomorrow. It's the Insta360 One X2. Oh. So Brian Crawford Photography asked what the new camera is called. Here's a picture on B&H's website that I just hacked into with Sean Jackson's help, and it is the Insta360 One X2. So you heard it here, guys. I'm not used to doing stuff like this, but this was a lot of fun tonight. I had a blast. So I'm going to take this off and see if Sean Jackson sent me anything else. Let's see. Nope, nothing else from Steve. But he said that he just found lens guards. So, well, that's about all the time I have for tonight. If you are just showing up to the live stream, we've had an excellent talk. If you want to go back and watch the discovery process of finding these things out, you can go back and watch this live stream. But yeah, I'm excited about the new camera, guys. Super excited. So, hope you guys have a wonderful night. And I will catch you on the next video. Peace out, y'all.